Choong Jiayueh may have been born into the family behind the jeweler Degem, but she's ready to make her own mark with Jeoel, a label that offers fine jewellery without the traditional markup. We ask her how she differentiates herself as a brand and whether her family legacy is a curse or a blessing. So Jiayueh, thank you so much for taking your time off to speak with us. Tell us a little bit about your background and how did you find your way into the jewellery business?
I was a graduate in communications and economics, but I graduated in Melbourne in 2011, and at that time it was quite tough for international graduate to find a marketing position as I wanted. So I sent out like 200 applications, only got 5 interview backs. And I got quite desperate. So I thought any job that is in a retail shop would at least get me a foot in the door somewhere. I printed 20 to 30 copies of my resume. I walked up this street in Melbourne City where all the luxury retail shops are, distributed my resume to whoever who would talk to me. One jeweler called back. They were a custom design jewelry shop. To my surprise, I fell in love with the industry because I got to experience firsthand what it meant to give something to customers that makes them happy, that reminds them of like special occasions in their life.
Tell us a little bit about Jeoel, because it's very young. It's something that's not hyper expensive or the really low quality type. So how do you find a sweet spot? You know, what is in your brand that is captivating, you know, the audience that you intend to showcase this jewellery to?
My partner and I, when we first started, before we started Jeoel, we were both certified gemologists. We had the great opportunity to work with a gemstone trader in Bangkok. That means they traded different kind of stones for different prices, and you got to understand what makes a sapphire, what makes a ruby that much more pricier than the other one. It was from there that we had some consultations from our friends. They asked us like, they showed us some options like, I'm looking for a diamond to wear for myself, I'm looking for a ruby to wear for myself. These are the options I found in the market. What do you think? Do you think the price is worth it? And it was from there we realized that we ourselves cannot afford the more nicer priced ones. When you start your first job or second job, you realize in the market there's not much options available. There's either the accessories that you can pay for under 100 ringgit, under 50 ringgit, you get a very big piece, but it doesn't last beyond 1 year, or it doesn't last beyond a few wears because they tend to be made out of brass and mixed metals, and it gets tarnished easily in the Malaysian humid weather, so it's hard to maintain. But the affordability is there. And on the other extreme edge of the market, we see a lot of traditional or mid-end jewelers. The pricing of things are not the same as our parents' generation. So we realized that the market needed something that is both of high quality and also of affordability. So that's where we found that we could come in with our expertise. One thing that drives us, drives our, focus when it comes to putting together the jewelry, besides the design, is understanding within the with the cost that we have, how much can we price it that it's easy for the customers to buy without much hesitation. We work within the price range that the customer wants. It means that our profit margins are not that high.
So can you tell us about how does Jeoel compete with other big brands like the Danish and the German brands who are so much more well established?
We mainly beat them first by pricing, because if you're a foreign brand, you come in, you need to factor in, the local distributor takes over the distributing of your items. That means they need to factor in the brand principal's cost, which is usually a foreign currency, and they need to factor in the local distributor's commission fees, and all of these costs and fees gets translated to customers. So with the pricing that we have, it's mainly from the product cost, labor cost, a little bit of our sales commission, but for the end price that we sell, the foreign brands are still not able to compete with that pricing. And we also have a better understanding of the local culture in a sense.
Jeoel has been in the market for 3 years. So what are the challenges do you face, you know, taking the business from zero to right now you have 3 outlets. What are the mistakes you've made that you feel that has taught you a lesson?
So when we first started, we were a bit too ambitious. For every product that we have 3 different colors. We have like a rhodium color, and then we have a rose gold color, and then we have a yellow gold color. And from there, we realized that certain colors perform better. So that's something that one mistake that we learned is to offer not too much choices, and to be more focused with our product range.
Your family business is in Degem. So how do you think your exposure, having that history, that family history in the jewelry business has helped you to progress your own business in this younger line?
It's not direct formal training of any sort, but I think for family gatherings, uncles will always talk about business. So you kind of hear the ins and outs of, hey, this thing works that way, what customers like. That's how we know that Asian customers and Malaysian customers like shiny and clean jewelry. It took a while for Malaysians to accept sterling silver as some sort of jewelry, because their parents' generation always thinks that silver tarnishes easily, why not I buy white gold? But so we know that if given the money, they would prefer something shiny.
Do you ever feel compelled to be like Degem, or to feel like, we want to compete with them? Or do you feel like Jeoel is a whole new thing on its own, and we complement each other in terms of product range?
We complement each other in different product range. We feel that we cater to different life stages of the consumer. When consumers start young, you hope that they are able to get real gemstones and real diamonds at an affordable price point, because they just want to wear it for fashion. But as they proceed along, as they grow older, they want to get engagement rings, they want to get wedding rings, and then they want to get more investment pieces. That's how it sort of goes up. So we cater to very different life stages. The great thing about our products is that if you want to wear it for many years, and you don't want to worry so much about it getting lost and then you getting that heartbreak because you spent thousands of dollars on it, our products that fulfills that criteria.